was just out for a stroll and visiting the very first ever football field where Denis Karo kicked a ball back in the youth leagues. And I was just reminiscing on all of my fantastic memories I've created so far, such as winning the US Open Cup and the MLS Cup with the Portland Timbers. And who could forget about the time when I teamed up with Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr, even if it was briefly and momentarily. And who can forget when I was scoring goals alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and even earning the respect of one of the greatest footballers to ever grace the game. But sadly for me, walking time was over and it was time for match week 7. FC25 hosting FC25. And if you thought that I used a YouTube video to help me pronounce that, you're goddamn right. And here, FC25 getting ready to face off against FC25. And Karo getting us kicked off here. And Karo passing to Etting, who passes back to Karo. And Karo on the ball, cutting back in and out. Still on the ball, passing to Van Roy, who passes to Etting, who passes to Van Wolfswinkel. Rots passing to Karo, and Karo cutting in. Beautiful bit of skill and a shot by Karo. And Van Roy dribbling the ball and passing it to Rots, who passes it to Etting. Etting to Van Wolfswinkel. And Kuipers passing to Karo, and Karo still on the ball somehow. Karo having a shot into the side netting. Goal kick. Van Wolfswinkel losing out on the ball, but Sadilek is there to collect. And Karo passing it to Vlop. Vlop threading it through to Karo, who bombs it down the left flank. Crosses it into Van Wolfswinkel, who puts it into the back of the net. And if I'm not scoring, I damn well better be getting an assist, because my goal is to win trophies and look as good as I can on that football field. FC25 winning 1-0 against FC25. And Van Roy passing it to Karo, who passes it to Etting. Etting cutting back in, passing it to Karo, and Karo cutting in. Getting past the defender with some skill moves. And Van Wolfswinkel on the ball, passing it to Karo. Karo cutting through the defense. Karo with a turn and a shot. But Vanderberg is there to make the save. And Karo just gonna look to cross this. And a terrible cross by Denis Karo. And that will end the first half. FC25 winning 1-0, courtesy of Van Wolfswinkel. And Bokila getting us kicked off here in the second half. Bokila passing it to Kerrer. And Karo on the ball now, cutting in, passing it to Etting, but Etting does not have his footing about him. And Karo passing the ball to Rots. Rots, beautiful pass to Karo. Karo cutting in. Karo having a shitty shot with his left foot. And Vermeulen on the ball, crossing it to Vossen, who passes it to Bosch. Getting his shot blocked by Hilgers. Lambert there to make the interception, but losing his footing. And Karo's there to make him pay. And Karo passing it to Ross, who passes it back to Karo. And Karo now bombing towards goal, cutting in and out. Karo having a shot into the back of the net. And Denis Karo adding on to his goal tally here with another wonderful goal. Nothing the keeper could have done to save that one. And Denis Karo sees his team up 2-0 with a goal and an assist to his tally. And FC25 is truly and well in the mud. And Karo applying defensive pressure. And Karo on the ball once again. And Karo dribbling past the defense, passing it to Rotz, who lobs the ball to Karo, and Karo has one thing on his mind, and that is to shoot and score, and Karo just loses his footing like an absolute jackass. And Sadilek passing the ball to Vlop, who passes the ball to Stein, and Karo finally on the ball. Karo losing his footing momentarily, but still on the ball, and Karo through on goal. Karo getting pocketed by Lambert at the last moment. And with the last kick of the match, FC25 will look to put the ball in the back of the net, but that will not happen, and FC25 will collect the 3 points, courtesy of a 2-0 victory. Goal coming from Denis Karo and Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, courtesy of a Denis Karo assist. And with that victory, we head up to the top of the table in first place on 17 points, with a goal difference of 9, 3 points ahead of Feyenoord. And we have reached a career milestone as I make my UEFA Europa League debut against the mighty Manchester United. And FC25 getting ready to kick off against one of the most historic teams in football. And Denis Karo visiting Old Trafford, one of the most iconic stadiums in football, for the very first time in his young career. And this is a stadium I have heard all kinds of talk about growing up. And I'm going to look to make a name for myself in front of all of these Manchester United fans. Maybe one day I might play for Manchester United. You never know. And Karo just watching the ball fly way past him. And Sadilek winning the header and passing the ball to Karo. And Karo now bombing towards goal. And Karo cutting in, having a shot, but blocked by Yoro. And Bruno Fernandes threading the ball through to Ahmad. And Ahmad, this sneaky bastard, what's he got up his sleeve? Mazraoui passing the ball to Ahmad, and Ahmad cutting through the FC20 defense, but getting stopped by Broin and Hilgers, and Karo now beating Casemiro on the tackle, and Karo passing the ball to Vlop, and Vlop passing the ball back to Karo, and I'm going to dribble in, and I'm going to cut in, and I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to score. So that did not happen, but here's Karo on the ball once again, passing the ball to Sadilek, and Vlop passing the ball to Karo, and Karo now on the ball, cutting in, getting past the defender, and Karo once again cutting in, having a shot, a very early shot, and Onana, of all people, is there to make the save. How the hell does Onana make a save on you, Karo? That man lets pretty much anything go in. And here's Etting lobbing the ball up to Karo, but that will sadly see the end of the first half. 0-0. And Denis Karo looking dazed and confused, trying to channel in his inner Cole Palmer. And here's Karo with an elastico, and Karo passing the ball back to Etting, who passes back to Karo, and Karo getting his pass intercepted by Casemiro. And Bruno with the pass to Rashford, and Rashford's gonna look to head towards goal. Rashford, if you score, the kids get fed. Rashford, if you score, the kids get fed. Yes! I knew the voodoo would work. Sometimes you have to pull out all kinds of shiesty tactics to prevent the opposition from scoring, and that is exactly what we have done. And it has paid dividends here at Old Trafford. And Ahmad having a shot, but blocked by Rotz. And Mosquera passing to Xerxes, who puts the ball into the back of the net. And Manchester United managing to score a goal. And is that fucking Memphis? Yo, I swear that's Memphis. Am I tripping, or is that Memphis? Alright, well, whatever. We're down 1-0. Courtesy of Xerxes, who decided to bust my balls. And I swear to God, that is Memphis Depay on the bench. Back at Man United. Or maybe I'm just tripping. But anyway, we find ourselves down 1-0, courtesy of a Xerxes goal. And we have plenty of work to do here if we're going to mount any kind of comeback and retain any kind of points. And Karo on the ball. And as you can see, our mission is looking to be an absolute failure. And Rashford passing the ball, and Hilgers losing the ball to Xerxes, and Xerxes gonna look to punish us and make it 2-0, and he just manages to put the ball over the crossbar, and this match will end 1-0 in favor of Manchester United. So if you're a Man United fan, congratulations, you've just beaten Denis Karo. And I'm complaining to the ref But in reality, my team just isn't up to par with my skill level. I know I'm a prick. And that is where we'll end today's episode. We find ourselves sitting in 25th place in the Europa League with this new Europa League format. Let me know if you're a fan of the new Europa League and the new Champions League format. Let me know if you're not a fan. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy. This has been Dennis from Clowningwall Gaming, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!